All right, what's up, beautiful people? So I'm about to break down SOAP notes, one of the easiest ways to simply get it. A lot of people run into a problem with doing SOAP notes or even find efficient ways to do it clean. I highly recommend that you guys just do your SOAP notes within 24 hours of having your clients because of one, that helps your sessions flow a lot better. In this video, I'm gonna break down SOAP notes, make it really simple so you can do really quick SOAP notes, but the SOAP notes are not going to be quick. They're going to be efficient and very helpful for you being able to help your clients. And you being able to help more clients going to make you get more clients. So, and keep your clients. And that's very, very important because we all know that feeling of going into the session and being like, what the hell I got to do now? So that's what I hope to solve with this video. And I got a dope visual that's going to walk you guys down. But yeah, if you're new here, my name is Brandon. I'm a licensed massage therapist in North Carolina, as well as a massage instructor at NCSAB. On this channel, we go through rest and recovery, as well as all the information you need on either becoming a massage therapist, doing a massage, as well as a lot of good stretching, mobility, and exercise. So all the things, right? As all therapists know, we mainly use SOAP notes when doing it. And it's very important to do this because, again, like I said prior, it helps your sessions flow really well. And that's the biggest mistakes I made being an early therapist is not doing any SOAP notes. So SOAP notes, the acronym stands for subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. Okay. And we're going to start off with the subjective. And I want you guys to think about the order of your sessions as well when you're doing this, because at the end of the day, all these kind of flow through how the session goes from when you first greet your client all the way to the end and even to writing your notes out. You can't write these notes in between sessions. I always recommend just trying to remember it unless it's something really important that you think you're going to forget. But after this, you pretty much really don't have to write too many notes. So the subjective is the client's narrative or perspective. It's their complaints, right? Their symptoms and medical histories, answers to your questions. And we're going to come back to that. That's super, super important, okay? So when it comes to your subjective, it's not what you think, it's what they say. Even if they say, oh, I got glaucoma, even though it make no sense, and they're pointing to their knee and saying, I got glaucoma, you write that down. That's what the client said, right? That's a subjective. And something that's very important when it comes to preference is that the quality of your SOAP notes and your treatments impacted by the quality of your questions. So ask open-ended questions, okay? General questions, right, is how long you've been experiencing pain or discomfort. Is there anything that you've done to make it better or worse? Another good question is, has there been any injuries in that area before that you might think correlate to it? You really want to get down into it, almost to the point where you ask for their social security number. Nah, I'm playing, but for real. So that's going to really help you mitigate moments where you're midway through your session or end of your session, your client hits you with, oh, by the way, I had a surgery, this, that, and the third, and it really was going to be aligned to your assessment or your objective part of your SOAP notes is going to be at. So that's really the key, is just asking questions and getting really good information in your subjective part, okay? And one thing that's important to mention too in subjective is having your client's goals. So it's really important to make sure that you also know your client's goals. I really like to ask questions like, scale to 1 to 10, where's your pain or tension levels at? And then at the end of the session, what would you like to be at? Just kind of get a good vibe, and that really helps when it comes to checking in with your client and your client being a part of their healing experience. Moving on to objective, okay? Objective essentially is your assessments, all right? So I know here at NCSAB, we do assessments, right? Assessments objective, that could be confusing, but the objective is pretty much anything that you notice that can contribute to their treatment goal / plan, okay? So it's your assessments. Let's break down your assessments. It's not limited to these, but these are just some general ones I like to use. Your postural and alignment assessments, so when you generally see them, even their gait, their smiles, little stuff that you feel like will be beneficial towards their goals in a therapeutic setting. Palpation, oh, their shoulders tighter, their right shoulder's tighter than left. Their quads are pretty tight. Like, that's your assessment. Like, you're putting that in your SOAP notes. That could look like, oh, this trap was tight or whatnot. Test and measurements. You do a leg leaf deviation test. You did an Oberus test. You just did a general hamstring tension stretch. Like, that's pretty much your assessment. So posture and alignment, as I kind of just said, one shoulder or leg being higher than the other. If you notice any specific muscles, areas were tight than usual based on the rest of their body. I got to take a moment, y'all, to pause. I love this little visual. I did this like months ago. I forgot how good this was. It took me a long time, so give me a like just for this, right? So testing results. So examples is like range of motions, Oberus test, Thomas test, Nurse test. So, from tests you do, right? Whether it be, that's the result of the objective, right? Like, that's important. That's tracking that, okay? All right. So now assessment. This is one of the most important parts. The assessment is pretty much, how did your session go? Your analysis of your findings, what worked, what didn't, what are your theories, if you have any. Try not to go too deep into it. And how did the client improve since the start of the session or past sessions? You also want to correlate this in other sessions, okay? It's pretty much when you connect all the dots. And essentially, the way I like to think of this, notice left shoulder was tight, did compressions on left shoulder, clients felt more relief, or it wasn't tight anymore. It's pretty much this happened. Or it can be something as simple, and this is important to document, right? This is part of the process. Worked on left shoulder, client got a headache. You know, like the reaction, the cause and the effect of the entire session. That's what you want to put down, right? And then with all the information, moves you on to your plan, right? What's their long-term treatment goals? Something you want to get from your subjective. How many sessions did you recommend they receive, right? Typically it'd be like 2 to 3 sessions. And did you propose any interventions? Did you recommend other practitioners? I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. What muscles are you going to treat next time, or you want to do more of? Like, all right, next 2 sessions really want to focus on open up like abdominals or psoas, and then moving on to quads, or or like low back, something like that. You feel me? And you don't have, it can be real simple, like I'm gonna work on their hamstrings for the next 2 sessions, or going to make sure I incorporate their hamstrings. And it can be something as simple as client likes their calves to be massaged, so massage their calf. Ask for other relevant problems the day of. Like, give me something as simple as that. And then any homework or exercises, habit adjustments, stretches that you tell them to sleep with pillows, stuff like that. Yes, it's cool to always say drink water. You can be basic and do that. I ain't throwing shade at other therapists. You want to add the water. That's important for hydration and all that. If you have any other tools that you do or you suggest, highly recommend throwing that in there. So that should be it. And with all that being said, that helps you connect. And when you go into your next session, you feel a lot more confident. The biggest tip I'm going to give you guys, though, is KISS. Keep it simple, silly. Just keep it simple. No need to overcomplicate it, especially as you're learning over time. And something, a little tip I like to do too, is I like to just write down a little footnotes of muscles I may need to research, or muscles that I was targeting, or areas, just to help with my educational purposes. So yeah, with all that being said, if you guys found this video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Peace, and I'll see you on the next video.